Hello, this is Jim Barlow. Welcome to another morning. I think this will be a fun webinar. I think you'll be surprised with some of the issues on retirement and investing. Retirement investment returns, navigating the complexities for a secure future. I'm going to turn off my picture and go just to the PowerPoint, and we'll get started. There's really kind of three sections to this webinar. The first section is just kind of a summary review quickly of Kaizen, my main product. And then we're going to go into the topic. And last, we're going to go to the ILIA website and show you how cool it is. All right, let's get going. This is a list of our services, products, uses. We offer traditional premium finance. It's in the name, premium finance, and then we offer the Kaizen products. It's the greatest thing there is for retirement income, but you can use it for transferring wealth, for infinite banking, as a fixed income alternative, as a just as plain life insurance with the living benefits. You can use it in executive employee benefits, and there's other business uses. And I put a new box on here, age 66 plus. Maybe this is to make people feel not too bad if they're too old for Kaizen. 66 plus can't have Kaizen, but I can do some pretty cool things for those people who want to expand their estate, and they can get some long-term care through life insurance. So, this is actually out of order a little bit. Oh, well. We specialize in Kaizen, a unique enhanced investment strategy utilizing life insurance with a significant portion of the premiums being financed. You can see the words in that phrase, premiums and finance. That's how we get our name. And with Kaizen, it's approximately 3-to-1 finance, leveraged. The example is you put 100,000 in, and we have a bank put in 300,000. Here's a cool quote I found. If compound interest is indeed the eighth wonder of the world, then leveraged compounding is certainly the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Petros Manos. Here's the 5 key features and advantages of Kaizen. The features are in the black, and the red is the advantages. So first, enhanced leverage funding up to 3-to-1 substantially reduces capital risk, giving you 60 to 100% more income. That's the most important thing about Kaizen. Number 2, market comparable gains with downside protection. Eliminates market risk. That's pretty good. 3, tax deferred accumulation and tax-free distributions. Eliminates the tax risk. 4, death benefits and living benefits. It is a life insurance policy. A coverage for serious health conditions and critical injuries, such as long-term care. Eliminates financial vulnerability risk. And 5, only 5 annual payments. Reduce payment fatigue. I recently also composed a list of the 10 benefits of Kaizen. So you have the features that we've just gone over and the advantage, and then this is the thing that you want. This is the benefits. More retirement income, I've mentioned this, 60 to 100% more retirement income, more consistent growth, no downside, preserve more wealth, tax-free, comprehensive protection, death benefits and living benefits, simplified payments, Only 5, more accessibility for emergencies, no retirement plan restrictions, additional risk reduction. NIW designed and stress tested this and continue to do so. 8, effective executive or employee benefit as a non-qualified plan. Family generational wealth, giving in a meaningful way. And 10, alternative to fixed income, potentially better returns. And the qualifications, I've hinted towards the first, between 18 to 65, have standard or better health, have an annual income over 200,000 in most cases, financial capacity, can make a payment from 16,000 to 44,000 for 5 years, and then leave it alone for a while. Plan for a minimum of 15 years for your investment to grow before beginning withdrawals. The qualifications. And with that, I'm ready to go into that second part, the heart of the topic. And to begin with, I want to go to a video. And excuse me as I get there. Okay, this is my website. And I have a section, can't quite see it. Get my, oh well. Is the section called videos. And I've got these 6 on the front now in the video archives. I have a few others. And they're all good, but the one we're going to watch today is the next big thing.
Have you ever wondered why you always seem to miss out on potentially life-changing financial opportunities? Rationalizing your decision with thoughts like, I'm not getting it because I've never heard of it, or it'll never make a profit, or costs are too high. Maybe you didn't understand just how significant the benefits could be using new methods. Or maybe it sounds too good to be true. Perhaps with all the transformation happening in the auto industry, the telecommunications industry, and the financial industry, you didn't feel like you had enough money for it all. Yet you felt if you hadn't missed the opportunity to participate, it could have completely transformed your life. In reality, missing a few stock purchases here and there would not have drastically impacted your financial future. The only true financial transformation has come from the use of leverage. Leverage has been the single most crucial factor in transforming our financial situation, and all of us have access to it. Leverage has transformed how we live, how we get around, and our careers. It's helped provide the opportunity to succeed. Leverage can significantly enhance our lives. Introducing Kaizen. Kaizen provides you an opportunity to combine leverage with a uniquely designed life insurance policy. Once a small portion of your contributions are used to provide the death benefit and access to living benefits, the remainder of your money, plus the leveraged dollars, have the potential to earn interest. Any potential gains are locked in annually and compounding tax deferred. Because your cash is not directly invested in the market, it cannot lose money due to declines, making it one of the safest products when using leverage. In fact, you'll never be required to go through a credit approval, sign loan documents, make interest payments, or provide personal guarantees. Leverage has the ability to add up to an additional 3 times more money, providing you with an average of 60 to 100% more in policy benefits, rather than using your money alone. Click the link below, enter your personal details, create your secure username and password, and see the potential enhancement Kaizen can provide you. With Kaizen, you don't have to miss another potentially life-changing opportunity. Let Kaizen help you enhance the protection you provide your loved ones and help transform the way you live your retirement.
All right. Did you like that? I think it's great. Now, there's the name of the webinar today, Retirement Investment Returns, Navigating the Complexities for a Secure Future. I'm going to approach this kind of in a fun way, I think. I read a book recently called The Volatility Shield by David McKnight. He went to BYU, actually. He lives in Minneapolis, and he's in the investment world like this and likes this. Anyway, so we're going to kind of have a book report, and I think you'll find it fun. So in this book, we got Ted Hardy, age 50, has an IRA of $3 million, plans to retire early, wants to retire now, needs a retirement strategy for 35 to 40 years, life expectancy 30 years. Actually, in the story, he was also a football player in the NFL. Fun story. His advisor thinks he could average 8% return with a 60-40 mix, 60% stocks, 40% bonds, pretty common, and take out 5.5% or $165,000 a year. Later, he would get Social Security about $24,000 a year. Maybe down the road he could take out more. He asked his stepson, Jack, if that looked reasonable. They both felt it was. And if we were having a live seminar, I'd ask, well, we could have you raise hands and things, but we won't. But if we were having a live seminar, I'd ask what all of your opinion was. And I believe you'd say, looks pretty good. Looks like it might work. At age 69, this is 19 years later, Ted had an aneurysm, lost a lot of brain function, needs full-time care, needs assisted living. This is life. It happens. It can happen to any of us. Stepson, Jack Wheeler, returned home to assist and sort things out. At Ted's condo, Jack looked over Ted's investment statements and saw in bold print that he had averaged 8.1%. Before looking at the actual numbers, he worked up a spreadsheet. 8.1%, 3 million. So here's his spreadsheet. Put 3 million in the beginning amount, 8.1% earnings, an annual withdrawal of 165,000. And so he could say, 8.1 at the end of 2018, when this story ends, he'd have 5,706,899. I'm sure when I get look at those statements, things are going to look okay. Then he looked at the last statement and the closing balance, $71,198. What? What's happened? He have 8.1%. I know that. Has there been some embezzlement? Is he with a good advisor? What's going on? Well, here's the reality. Here's the return from the first year, the actual return on each year. The first year was a negative 9.17. The second year was a negative 11.72. The next year, 24.02. 2001 and 2000, 2001 and 2002. I was in the investment business then. I remember those years. I remember the bad years. I remember 2008 on that chart. I remember a doctor who wanted to retire. I think we were talking about 2001, and this was a concern. How are we going to do it? Well, sequence of return when you're taking money out is tremendously a big deal. And so you can see that he had his $71,198 at the end of 2018. What? Okay, back to the story. Once you go into the distribution phase of your life, the rules of the game change. It's all about the actual rates of return and the order in which those returns received. This is the single greatest risk a retiree can face. We call it sequence of return risk. When you withdraw money from your portfolio in a down year, you kill the dollars that's supposed to be earning you money. In other words, you diminish the portfolio's ability to produce that income on a sustainable basis. The goal is not just to accumulate a lot of money or to get to the top of the mountain, as we like to say. The real goal is to get to the top of the mountain and then get back down again safely. These are some quotes from the Volatility Shield, and now I'm telling you the full name of the book. The Volatility Shield, How to Vanquish the 4% Rule and Maximize Your Retirement Income. So this is called, an advisor, William Bengen, in 1994, composed the 4% rule. And it's become kind of the Bible of investment world. And here's a chart showing you mixes of stocks and bonds and the percentages you taking out of the account. And you can see the green that's good and the red that's bad and the yellow that's in the middle. And I took this chart off the internet from Early Retirement Now, and I had to add the 5.5 and take a guess because that 5.5% return taking out was too high. So let's look at this for a second. Let's say he's taking out 4%, and he's and let's see, let's go down. Let's see that 95 or 50-50. He has a 95% chance of 50% stocks, 50% bonds. Then he'll be okay. Not bad. If you're more conservative, you want 100%, you could go a slot over and go to 3.75%. Anyway, this is the 4% rule. Now, what's interesting about this chart is I reversed the performance. I put the year 2000 at the bottom, and as if you're withdrawing from the top in 2018. So if the performance years were exactly the opposite of what they were, he would still have 4,934,436. Sequence return, this sequence would have been okay, just the opposite, but his sequence was the wrong sequence. In order to avoid taking distributions from a volatile stock market portfolio in retirement, you have to have a separate account from which to take distributions. For our purposes, we'll call this account the Volatility Shield. That's what the book called it. First rule of a Volatility Shield: no market losses. The whole point of a Volatility Shield is to provide for your living expenses in a down market so that your assets have the chance to recover. If your Volatility Shield tanks right along with the market, then it can't perform its stated purpose. And this is my phrase: something that zigs when the stock market zags. Ground rule number 2, your Volatility Shield must grow productively. Ground rule number 3, your Volatility Shield must be in place before you reach retirement. So I took those charts, and in the down years, I didn't take any money out. See the zeros in the first 3 years? And I took another zero in 2008 and a zero in 2018. And by not taking money out in those years, we still have 4,957,000. You don't want to take money out in a down year. Ted's wife died, Genevieve, Jack's mother, about 10 years ago. At the time, his investment account was then, I guess I should change that word, at 910,608. It had already gone down. With a different advisor, he purchased a life insurance policy and started putting $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. His wife had gone. He was through with the big trips around the world, I guess. Anyway, he could afford it. His death benefit is $1,500,000, and it has a chronic illness rider that allows usage up to $1 million of death benefit in advance of death for long-term care. Current cash value is $685,000. Jack had not known about this account and had found it accidentally looking through Ted's files. Ted went into a nice assisted living, which his estate started paying for about $10,000 a month from not the investment portfolio that was $72,000, but from that $1 million that you could tap for long-term care. Now, I decided if this was my money that I wouldn't want to take the money out in more years. Any year that right after some down years, I want to leave it alone and let it grow. So in 2003, when we had a 28.82% return, I didn't want to take money out. And then when we had low returns, like 2005, 5.23%, I didn't want to take money out in low market years. So I had a lot more zeros. What is that? 5, 9, 10, 11, 12? 12 years, I didn't take money out. Of course, Ted has to have 165,000 from somewhere in those years. But by not taking money out in those years and putting half, by putting $1.5 million at the beginning of 2000, so I've got another $1.5 million. This $1.5 million without taking money out of these certain years grew to $2,404,000. Now, that other $1.5 million, if we'd have just put it in a money market account, nothing exciting, 4%. And so this is the account. This is the account that we're going to take money out of as the market's going down. And so just the opposite. And so here, pulling money out of this money market account, at the end of 2018, we have 35,497. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I did. Let me excuse that chart. So the first account, the money market is, the first method was 71,198. The revised two accounts, 50-50, 2,404,000 and the 35,000 money market. So he would have ended up with 2,440,175. That's better. And we had 50% in money market. Not growing that well, and it beat the 71,198. What if we put the other 50% instead of money market, we put it into Kaizen? So we got the 2,404,678. What do you think? How much are we getting? How much Are we going to make more than 35,000 in the Kaizen? Well, I gave you the first couple digits, 16,000. So, so is that less? 16,000? Is it 100? Oh, I don't know what it is. Well, let me give it to you. I know. 16,545. Now has 18,000,950. And Kaizen, remember, has no downside. Using leverage can do some amazing things. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay. And there's the chart. This is a very busy chart. It took me some time composing it and putting in the numbers and crunching it. Beginning your cash value, the beginning your debt value, the equity, all the different earnings to get the 16. So there was the revised. Oh, we. I think I might have did make some changes. I'm not sure I understand my chart here. Sorry. Okay. Well, we'll have to correct that. Oh, I guess. Okay. Anyway, if you had so happened to put the whole thing in the beginning in Kaizen, you'd have had 48 million. At this point, you're saying this is way, way too good to be true. Well, it's the strategy does work. So, conclusion, have an account during retirement that provides for your living expenses in a down market. A money market account would not be the end of the world. It would be nice if your second account was productive, but it has to be productive differently than the market. It has to zig when the market is zagging. And if your zig is Kaizen, you needed to have set it up 15 years before you start taking income. And if your second account is productive, you can probably take out 8% from your stock market account in the up years. And we break the 4% William Bengen rule. So at this point, I'm going to have to review some of those slides, but I guess I better. I want to go to ILIA. It's a live page. I'm not getting there right now. All right, finally I got to the right place. And now I'm going to get out of my website. And now we're on the ILIA, Interactive Learning Information Assistant Program. This is the website that you have to have a login and a password to go to. And if you haven't been invited, I can invite you so you can get a login and password. On the left side here, we have an index of everything this website does. It's all about Kaizen. You've got a button here on the details. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got financial solution, diagrams, how it works, the product, leverage, plan, everything, how it works. There's a video there about how it works. there's a introductory video that you saw at the beginning. This is a different video than the one we saw, and a good one. But the area I want to go to is called Estimate My Benefits. Here we can crunch numbers live and show you how things would be for you. We've got the quick results up here on the left. We've got the custom on the right. I'm going to do the quick first. Had an age of 18. Let's do 40. Male, and this is a slide scale down here. So you slide to say how much you want to put in per year. Now I've got it there. It's a little difficult to maneuver, but I'm going to try to get, I guess we're going to stay with 30,000 for 5 years for a 40-year-old. Okay, so now we're going to calculate this. And immediately it has the answers, and it's showing the basics of Kaizen with the movie showed, 5 years of contributions, the bank approximately paying the same amount you are in the first 5 years. Then in the next 5 years, the bank is continuing to make their payments and they're picking up your payments. So the numbers are right here on the right bottom. You put in 150, the 40-year-old, and the bank put in 389,370, total of 539,000. Now, I want to tap this fine print down here. Right down here, it says 6.71. So our illustration, that's the growth rate we're using. Oh, it's not the horrendously bad. That's not too bad. We have averaged the last 10, 11 years about 8.5% in Kaizen. So this is lower than average, but we also don't want to overpromise. And the regulators require that we don't overpromise too. And another thing is the interest rate that we're paying. And it's 6.21 approximately. We're getting a difference between the earnings and the interest rate paying is about 0.5%. From the 1930s to today, there has never been a 15-year period of time when that spread, as we call it, was less than 2%. And yet we're illustrating at about 0.5. So the performance of this illustration software is not as robust as it could be. It's not even to the average of the past. But let's show you the results. So in this case, the initial death benefit was going to be 920,000. Even with the 0.5% interest rate, the internal rate of return is going to be 8.71. And at age 65, we can start sending this 40-year-old, 25 years later, a check for 72,000 per year, tax-free. And by the time he hits 90, he would have pulled out 1,872,000 tax-free, and he'd still have a death benefit of 952,259. That's pretty amazing. Right about here, most people start thinking, this is too good to be true. Now let me go to the comparison. This is comparing with the other options this person could have done. So there's the 72,000 a year. If you did it in the same life insurance policy, but without the leverage, without the borrowing, we could give you an income of 47,000 a year, and you pull out a total of 1,222,000. If you did it after tax, a regular investment account, this third column over, your income would have been 32,667, and that's using the same 6.61 return. It's being fair across all columns, Oh, and if you did it in an IRA 401k, your income would have been $41,873. And we're taking all the taxes and the proper modifications to make sure this is a comparable study. And the right above it showed it in graphic form. But the software is amazing, and you can do some fancy things in it. But I want to take a little more and do a custom design. Here we're going to click the new custom design. And here we're asking for more information. We put in a customer's name. I'm going to put the name of A and the customer's last name of Z. And we're going to select a birth date. Let's see, 0101 1985. That gives a 38-year-old. Should we make it 75? Let's make it a little bit older. Or do you want younger? I don't know. Oh, I want to end with some outrageous thing. I got to show you something really outrageous. So let's do 99, 24 years old. Now, this 24-year-old, can they really afford much? But Grandpa can. Grandpa can do this for Junior. We have I have another webinar about that, transferring wealth. But let's keep going. Let's say male, let's go female, 24 years old. We can select the health, average or excellent. We're going to go excellent. Does this person use tobacco or marijuana? We're going to say no. We're going to go next. And then we're going to ask, do you want maximum death benefit or do you want potential income? Most people are going for income, so I'm going to click the income. And now we're going to decide how much she wants to put in. Right down here in the faint gray is the minimum, $19,550. Oh, shoot. Let's just do 20,000. Grandpa is not going to, that's a pretty nice gift per year. So 20,000 a year, and we're going to go next. And we're going to go, oh, then we get this, if we want, we can change the distribution date. We can start earlier than 65. We can go longer than 90. Let's just leave it at 65 and 90, see where we go. So now we're going to click View Results. And here, it's a little more complex. And it's stress testing. The software is actually producing some reports that I can reprint for you. So it takes a little bit of time. It says up to a minute. Sometimes it's longer than a minute. We'll just be patient. We could ask for if you have any questions, but we'll just be patient and wait. Okay, it's crunched it. Now way up here at the top, it's loading the illustrations. See that? But the results has already been picked out. So here's your 5 years. There's your 100,000 in. The bank's putting in 235,000, 335,000 total. And then we go to the benefits and distribution. And here we're going to have a policy from $1,012,000. The internal rate of return is going to be 8.42. And make sure you're sitting in your seats if you're home watching this webinar. We're going to be able to give this girl $162,000 per year starting at age 65 tax-free. And by the time she's 90, she'd have pulled out 4,212,000. And remember how much she put in, or grandpa? 100,000. And we still have a death benefit of 1,600,000. How does it compare? 162,000 to 95 non-leveraged to 55 regular investment account to 73 in an IRA 401k. Wow, that 162 is 3 times this 55. Now, let me move up to the view illustrations. Here we have the client proposal. So here we got, see the name, JZ, and we've got all the details printed available in this, in a good report on talking about Kaizen, and a pretty good explanation. And eventually at the very back, we get the spreadsheet with all the detail, with the 20,000 per year, paying back the bank, and the growth through all those years. Very good report, and you can even look at the carrier report. I printed this today. I use Allianz. And so here we have, this is a lot longer. It's just everything, this is the official illustration from the insurance company. So they're part of generating this. We got the investment options. We've got everything here, and how so you can read a lot and find the answers you want. That's it for today, and this time I'm going to not do questions, but I hope you've enjoyed about Ted and his sequence of performance, and we hope to see you on some more webinars. Thanks for coming.